Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Behind the Blowhole. My name is Sosh. Today, we have some very special guests today. We have some servant. Well, first, let me introduce everybody. Of course, welcome back, our Robin Queefers.
Here
Ash
I am,
Cat.
yes. I'm back with my lovely co-host for today. My little
The
twinnie.
day, yes.
Danielle, how are you, Danielle?
I'm good. I'm
Aw.
good. How are you?
Have you ever met the fucking degenerate alcoholic that doesn't leave here, Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite a
we
few
know each
times
other.
in
We
my
have
time
passed.
here.
Do you?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
fucking cocksucker. Let me tell you what this guy just did.
My first summer here, though, I was like, I can't tell if this guy works here or if he is just always here.
I still can't tell what the hell he actually
Yeah,
does.
no one can actually tell
No
what
one
I do
knows.
here.
In fact, I charged the camera before I left the other day, and it was unplugged. Why? Because he wanted to charge his stupid little cell phone. And he says that it wasn't him. I'm going to fucking tell you all right now that I'm going to find the live camera footage in the office of him unplugging it and plugging his phone in.
Should we put
and
money
not
on it?
plugging the fucking camera back in.
Should we put money on it?
Yes.
I would expect
Put money
nothing
on it.
less.
No, because I plugged my phone in down at the bar.
Everything that you do around here is like just a
A
mess.
liability.
You really are.
I am.
Just like a walking catastrophe.
Ay,
I am.
Whatever.
I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to the women's prison over in Riverhead. I'm gonna find the girlfriend. I'll be less of a liability.
You ever watch that
Don't
show?
you have one?
Orange.
Life After. Anyway, look.
Orange is the new black, he was going to say. What a great show, though.
All
her
right,
name was on
whatever.
that show?
Look, this is an important thing right here today
Oh boy.
because it's nice that we're finally getting the opportunity to have some of our former staff here. Because not only are we going to hear some incredible stories, because I really had no idea how entertaining you are until you took all of those pictures and put them in the new Whale's Tale alumni page.
I keep it low key.
That shit was fucking
Listen,
hysterical.
all I'm saying is if you didn't know, the customers didn't know. Yeah. We kept it quiet, but
I
it
don't
was
know
fun.
if, well, I think that might be part of the disconnect. I want to talk a little bit about this.
Okay.
So, look, obviously over the last couple of years, since the great shakeout is what we call it from COVID-19. What does that mean? The shakeout is basically taking all of the poor restaurant operators, right? And since the pandemic, with the changing of the margins and everything, it's basically knocked them out. If you weren't a good restaurant operator before the pandemic, you're certainly not here now because everything has changed. The margins suck. The fucking wages keep going up. Everybody's got a foot up their fucking, they're nuts, right?
All these cocksuckers want to get paid.
God
God forbid we
It's
need to
incredible.
live.
Fucking unreal.
Pay
But
tuition.
listen, that's fine. No, because
Tuition.
the thing is somebody's like,
Overtime.
why we listened
No,
to something
that
the other
doesn't
day,
exist.
they spent, why is it $18 for a BLT? Fucking bacon, lettuce, and tomato. Why am I spending $18 for a BLT? Really?
Well, where are you sourcing? Well, you're talking about the customer.
I'm just saying anywhere. Go anywhere.
Where are you sourcing it from?
Where you say?
Break it down.
Yeah,
Right up where you're sourcing.
You go to
Where's
the
the-
local farmers, cut out the middleman.
Break it
cheaper.
down. It's $4.50 for the labor. It's costing about $4.75 to make the food, right? Then you got
No,
about
cost of the
$2. By the time you're done, there's $2 left in that sandwich. Means there is no money at all. So if you are making less,
So that's why I paid $85.
What was that
for a
looking like
fucking Greek salad.
pre-pandemic?
we used to make 20 cents on the dollar. Then we made 15 cents on the dollar. Pandemic, 10 cents on the dollar. Post-pandemic, 7 cents on the dollar. Let me explain. If you make less than $2 million a year as a restaurant, I got a deal for everybody. If it's going to cost you $500,000 to build, come give me $50,000. I'm going to kick you in the fucking balls as hard as I can, and we're all going to come out on top. Because basically, if you make less than $2 million, you are just throwing your money in the toilet. They're not going to last. So the problem is, and we spoke about this on the last podcast, is that we are no longer a restaurant industry. And I knew this over the last 3 to 4 years. I said, things are changing, but I just don't know what it is yet. Well, I finally figured it out. We're not a restaurant industry. We are a media, marketing, and entertainment company. Everybody is.
Is that why the salt shakers said goodbye years ago?
What's that? What did she say? I can't understand. She's already
Why the
slurring.
salt shakers?
I said, is that why the salt shakers said goodbye years ago?
Yeah, well,
Because we're an entertainment company.
you know what?
We're Disney World with food that'll give you the shits.
It's actually funny, and we're going to get into that actually in a minute.
That's great.
We're going to get it, and this is what is so important about having you here.
Right.
Because
But
there is a big disconnect between ownership and their staff. And the reason is this. We have been so busy over the last 4 years trying to figure out how to go ahead and get more out of an employee with less employees because of the wage increase that we've had it all wrong. We need to leverage our staff, not combat them. If 50% of our industry is now weighs on media and entertainment, I'll tell you what, you guys should be coming into work. We should be creating new responsibility for the staff. Like when you clock in, you should fucking do a live stream. Hey guys, I'm really hungover. I don't want to be here today waiting tables. Kind of sucks, but what the fuck? I'm going to fling some tacos. Come down.
we might do that anyway.
Yeah, they literally did that
Well, maybe not
regardless.
me,
I
but I
love
can
it.
say Regi 100% was doing that.
But you didn't do it.
good.
You didn't do it for us. And that's the point.
Well, we were not allowed
Here's
to
the
use
thing.
cell phones. We were very scared to take out the
In-
phone. We didn't want to, get in trouble. So
I'll
it's all in the
briefly
DL.
just say it so that you
gonna
can
yell at you,
continue with your
Dani Ma?
thought. But my thought process behind everything was if I post I'm here, even if I don't like people that follow me, like people that used to go to high school with me, like they might be annoying and come in because thinking that they're going to get a discounted drink or something because they know the bartender. They get here. It doesn't matter. They're spending money. My thought was like it's kind of like being a salesperson for a company. You're making commission off of sales. Like if people are paying me like a 20 or 15% tip for something, they're spending money for the business, but I'm making like a commission off of that. So I would always try and push sales because the higher the check or the more the sales, the
she's
more
the
that I'm
best.
making.
Well, it's
Great way.
Yeah,
So
she's
we
the
did
best.
kind of do it for the
great
restaurant.
it's actually the right answer.
Yeah.
It is.
It is the right
It's
answer.
like the best answer.
Let's be honest and real for a minute.
Okay.
Why do you hate me? No, I'm serious.
Why do I hate you?
Yes, go ahead.
No.
If I hated you, I probably wouldn't be here though.
Well,
hate you.
maybe hate is a strong word.
Yeah.
Certainly dislike.
I just feel like maybe because how long was I here? I would say like 4 summers, right? I feel like I always kind of try, even if I was fucking around on the side, like, and having fun with it, I feel like I was always still trying really hard and working hard.
Okay.
Definitely.
And I feel like I don't ever recall a time that I heard like a that was recognized, right? And I don't know if it came from management or ownership per se, but like
It's a fair statement.
I feel like
It feels
is.
good. It
I
feels
would
good
leave
to be
here,
recognized.
like there'd be a
From
shift or
ownership.
sometimes where I would leave there being like, we did a really good close. Like that was great. And like 3 days later, I'd be like, the place looks like shit. You guys have to come in and clean. I was like, three whole shifts went by since I've been there. Like, why is that falling on me? Like, it made me feel like no matter what I did, it was always like not good enough. To be
you
fair.
look just like your brother, and it's freaking me the
I know.
fuck out.
I'm Joseph in a wig.
Yeah,
I know.
That's
Can I say something?
That's a great idea.
Yeah. No, here's how I know.
Let's put him in a
Because
wig this year.
Who was the Mets player that had long blonde hair?
You're a Mets fan.
Was it DeGrom? Did I make that up?
Yeah, no, something like that. DeGrom.
My brother loves the Mets. He bought a hat that they sold that had the long blonde hair sticking out of it. He put it on, and I was like, "Holy shit, that's literally me in a hat!"
Oh
Wow.
my gosh.
Like,
I'm doing it this year. This is a common problem that, because listen, I was a waiter and a bartender 1,000 years ago when I was your age, actually even younger, right? And I used to feel the same way. I did. Then as you get older and you get into ownership shoes, you start to say, well, I mean, they're drinking downstairs while they're working.
True.
How am I not supposed to fucking want to strangle them, right?
Well, we're not getting obliterated.
Well,
Maybe I can't speak for everyone. Myself, at
stop.
least.
But hold on a second. Listen, hold on a second. I'm not saying either of us are right or either of us
yeah.
are wrong, but for some reason, it's like ownership gets mad, staff kind of does what they want to do, and then ownership gets madder, and then they're like, fuck this, well, I'm just going to drink if I'm not. I mean, you shouldn't be drinking while you're working, right?
That's
I mean,
fair.
It is on the company policy, right? Steve. Well, that's why he doesn't work here, because he just gets fucking...
I don't know if I ever got like a company handbook though.
Well, that's
Well-
exactly why, and that's why I don't follow
I
any
was-
of the fucking rules.
Do you even
is
know
'cause
how I got
even when
hired
did
here? The
work
story.
I'd like to know how you were hired.
I was pulled off the streets.
I was you belong to the streets. This guy.
Danielle's other
No,
profession is
not
coming
actually.
into focus
No.
for us.
So you worked with him?
Do you
I
have a
used to
street
work-
name like Giggles or
Dani. No.
Dani? Dainty?
No.
Dani.
Sorry.
I used to work at a pizza place, and I went back to school for the year I came home, and the pizza place was gone. So I was like, well, I don't have a job. Right, probably. So I'm like nowhere was hiring for just the summer. I'm like, I gotta find a seasonal place. So I was like, the Whale's Tail. I came in looking for a
It was
host.
Gurney's or here. She chose here.
Stop cutting her off, you drunk.
I honestly was looking for a hostess job because I had
that's funny.
zero experience as a server, and it was really busy that day. So like we didn't really like Mike was running around like no one else was there. It was just Mike like running around serving everybody, and he was like, you know what, come in tomorrow 9 a.m. for training, and he hands me like the server test, and he's like, look at the menu for like 10 minutes, see what you can do, and then we'll see how it goes. And I come in for training, and I'm serving. I'm like, I'm not gonna say anything. Let's see if I can pull this off and make better money
Oh my
this
God, you're
summer.
one of the best.
Give me your perspective about how ownership and staff can work better together in this sense where it's like, here's the company policy. Listen, please don't drink or do drugs or smoke pot on the golf cart or fucking, go hook up with the dentist in the fucking wall. I'm not saying you did. Somebody.
I was like, who?
It doesn't matter.
The
But
dentist. I love the dentist.
Don't
please,
start rumors.
please just
God, yeah.
follow the systems and procedures and like blah, 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 right?
Right.
Now, when I was a waiter, I did the same thing though, right? You always want to get away with more. You do. It's human, right?
Well, especially as a bartender, if you're behind the bar dealing with drunk, annoying people all day, you're like, a sip, like half a beer is not going to impair me, but it's going to just
but
be
it's
like,
gonna
you
take
know
the
what?
edge off.
I'm not going to want to strangle you when you're like,
But now here's the
need a drink.
problem. Here becomes the problem, right?
yeah.
Let's just say that it's like, all right, you know what? Giggles over here can definitely get away with it because she's mature and she can handle her shit. But then there's Steve, who's standing there watching her, and he's like, well, if she can drink, I can sure drink. And then, like, he drinks a bottle, and then he fucking slurs and makes a scene and says a total ridiculous, racist type of comment. And they
are
go on
those
Yelp,
Yelp
and then
reviews?
we...
Well, here's the thing. If
Where are
Giggles
those
was
reviews?
mature, right? Is that what you called them? Giggles? Is that
Or maybe it's you.
whoever it was? Sparkles? Whatever.
I did see a review about it.
If they're really good at this, they know their audience. They don't do it in front of staff members that cause a liability because that also gets them in trouble.
So if they're really good at, like, hiding their substance intake, nobody will know?
No, but I just mean like, even like at times like when I had been here for 4 years, if like Anne Marie had to run to Lodoveco, she's like, you're in charge, like here's the manager number, like if anyone needs anything, like let me know, but like in emergencies, here's what you gotta do. Like I would know who I can and can't like do that in front of because I'm like, oh, this staff member is gonna take advantage and like
Yeah.
be like, oh, that's the manager number. Here,
Yeah, you just know.
void.
You feel those
Like
vibes.
you know, like
you feel them out.
Who, again, probably from working here for so long, you know who you could trust and
Yeah.
who you shouldn't.
So let me ask this question. When you go on, and I take Yelp with a grain of salt because those people are like fucking sick and suffering inside, honestly. We want to help them. We want to
That's
give
what
them
I do
hope.
with my other job,
12
actually.
steps of Yelp.
The 12 steps of Yelp.
Yeah.
First, admit that you have a problem. Second,
Admit you overeat.
but listen, aside of Yelp, when you hear from the public and people like that, one of the things that I've heard quite often about the Whale's Tail is that the service is not great. Let me finish about that, though, because I've made my fucking peace with sometimes it's very busy. You know what? And the place has been purposely designed as a low expectation that over delivers. We spoke about this many, many fucking times. This is not La Bernardine. I don't expect a server to come over there and like be like, oh, I got a beautiful bottle of wine, and it's like a, you know, like a
Sometimes the customers want that.
187 fucking airplane bottle.
People have asked me for a bottle of sparkling water, and I come over with like the soda water out of the thing. I'm like, this is what we have.
Yeah, I mean,
this is what you
but
get.
you can have fun
Can
with
I get
that.
a martini?
But
You're drinking out of a plastic cup, ma'am.
I
We
think
don't have that.
Do you think we have olives?
We don't have martinis here, Steve.
I
You don't
think
even know what a goddamn olive is.
the biggest
My boss thinks I'm Ethiopian.
problem that I've had is not so much some of that stuff, but it's like the staff in the past. Sometimes they would be disconnected from the customers because they'd be bullshitting or fucking around on the phone or whatnot. I'm not saying anybody here. I'm just saying in general, right?
Yes.
And you could see that can happen.
Yes.
And so ownership gets like nervous, but what do? They retaliate by fucking sometimes being douchebags, right? Like Hitlers and Gestapos and saying, "Wow, you gotta," and I don't necessarily know which one's right or wrong. I mean, I have been a restaurant manager in the past where it's like I've been the friend, then I've been ownership where it's you've been nasty. And then from a seasonal perspective, I mean, one of the things that's over here is we've always kind of taken the great white tornado type of role because it's just fast and furious over here.
yes.
So you kind of like, you don't have time to develop and build a team. It's like you're king crab fishing in the middle of the fucking ocean with what you got. And the only way to get what you can out of them is, I don't want to say crack the whip, but like everybody's out of here. They're fucking gone like that.
Well, I feel like it used to be like that.
What's that?
Like when I started, I feel like it was very much like that. And then
Cracking the
like,
whip?
Yeah. And then
That's
I
what
feel
I
like
said,
the
too.
later
Yeah.
seasons, I feel like it like, and I don't know again if it was management or ownership, but I felt like it was always like, oh well, they're just so nice. Like, come on, you gotta like help pick up the slack sometimes. And it was like I'd be running someone's drinks and food all summer long, and management would know it and be like, oh, but they're so nice. It's like
Yeah, like
But if I was like that my first summer here, you'd get a warning, and then like if it was still going on, like you're out of here.
If you
you're not-
weren't running somebody's drink?
your own stuff. Like, I mean, obviously work as a team and I have no problem running people's drinks and food, but if it's like consistently the same person like can't keep up with their workload, it's like, you know, if you're in a fast-paced environment, that's not for everyone. And some people can admit that and walk away, but some people are like, well, wow, like everyone who can keep up is running all my food and drinks. I'm still making the same amount of money
I'll
as if
let
I
them.
was doing it myself. So like I'll let them. And then it
makes
becomes
sense.
that's the
Yeah.
person who is sitting on their phone fucking around.
There's like
And then the
tiers
other
of
staff
servers.
members are getting mad because they're like, if I'm doing the work of two people, I want those tables myself because I want the tip. Like if I'm doing everything except writing their order down, like
I would know working with her, if me and her are by ourselves, we can split the whole restaurant and I would not, overthink anything. I knew she would have it regardless. She's that person. Yeah, you never serve tables, but I'll tell you, you would have never, ever known. Literally, you know what it is? It's tiers of servers. So you have people, who'd bust their ass, work doubles here, worked all these shifts, knows their shit here. And then you have people that come in that, like I said, this should be kind of like a job where it's not easy to be a server. You should start as a hostess, maybe, to get the experience with even speaking to people, let's say, those are the people that come in that are brand new, that just want to rape and pillage for the summer and get their money and leave. And they don't care about side work. They don't genuinely care about the management or the
or even
owner.
the customers.
They're not friends
They
with
don't
the
know the
owner.
regulars.
He walks down here. He says, there's a pee on the floor, whatever it is, pick this shit up and let, you know what I'm saying? They don't really know him. So these people don't care. These people don't give a shit. They're like, oh, whatever, we're making our money, we're running out. But you find like me and her, at the end of the shift, she'll have a drink and toke. But you know what? We get the whole place clean, done. No one would know, and no one has ever complained, a customer at least about anything that at least her and I have done, but you do see people come in here that genuinely just don't give a shit.
But it's also,
and it's hard to work with
if you
people
know
like
that you're
that.
someone who wants to come back the next summer, that also probably plays a role. I feel like when you could see that people were like already decided, yeah, I'm not coming back next summer, they didn't really care.
They didn't care
about the customer experience, because anyone can go into a restaurant, but it's getting them to come back. Like, again, like if you have bad service, why am I going to come there when there's all these other restaurants down the street that serve like an extravagant array of tacos? Like that used to be like kind of a distinct thing, but I feel like now there's so many places that do it. How are you going to stand out aside from being in a marina and having the view? Like, because again, like that only will go so far. So like when you have people that kept coming back, they're like, you notice like, oh, our regulars aren't really coming in as much now. We have to like work that much harder to establish new ones. Like, you care more. You want them to come back. But if you're kind of in the mentality, like, I'm only going to be here for a couple more weeks, like a couple more months, like, you don't really care.
So
That's a disconnect.
I find that out of
That's
people
the
here.
disconnect.
What's-
You want to,
That's a
and I know
brand
we're a
ambassador.
seasonal restaurant, but like, you kind of, it's like,
Well,
you
it's
do
weird.
have people that are like the veterans who come back, but it's like, you won't have to worry about like scrambling for just whoever you can find off the street if you find a way to get people to want to come back next season.
So what's the answer?
I mean, I'm sure there's not a one size fits all, but it's just like, I mean, again, like, and you were saying it with the margins closing, like, you want to be able to have like less staff on so you can make a bigger profit. Like, if you're paying 3 people at $10 an hour, you're spending 30. If you want to cut it down to 1, and and you expect that person to kind of do the job of like 3 people the year before, like maybe be like, hey, I'll pay you 12 instead, because you're still saving
The problem
that much
is
money, but
the customer suffers because service, no matter how good you are, and this is the one thing I've always said, and our common friend who we always would talk about how he would do $3,000 to $4,000 in sales per shift, right?
yes.
Let me tell you something. I was a waiter. If you did $4,000 in sales for the shift,
You didn't give them
you
a
didn't
good.
give good service. I'm sorry. You may have made $800 to $1,000, but you didn't give great service. You just didn't. It's
Right.
mathematically
there were
impossible.
those shifts that I had like sales like that. I would like be like waking up the next morning like, I forgot the mayo. Like, you're just like,
I'd have dreams of this
you
place.
can keep up with it, but again, you're not creating like a relationship with your table.
How do you get the young staff to look themselves in the mirror and say, how can I be better? How can I be better for the store, for the guest, for myself? How do we get them to take equal accountability? Because, well, you guys are young. And listen, I did the same shit. I just grew up like, I don't know, like 3-4 months ago, to be honest with you.
He was just a
Yeah, it's
baby.
true.
Only recently.
He just got to have diapers
really.
3 to 4 months
Only
ago.
recently are we mature.
And you're still growing. It's not until your mid 40s that you start to realize what's important in life. And when you're in your early mid 20s, you don't give a flying fuck about the whale's tail. You're here to make some money as you put yourself through college. And you should, to be honest with you. But we're still trying to go ahead and create an organization that supports some people. So how do you get everybody of all ages working in unison with the same common goal?
I feel like you have to make it feel like it's reciprocated. Like, even if it's not 100%, like, I don't know. Like, I would want to go above and beyond for a company that I felt like it was mutual. And like, I'm not saying like, oh, you have to pay everyone above the minimum wage, because then who's making money, you know? But like, I don't know. I just feel like if people feel like when they go above and beyond, it's recognized, they're going to want to do it again. If they're working hard and they
Yeah.
don't see like
Positive
anything out of it,
reinforcement.
even if it's like,
Yeah, they
oh,
would feel good.
you have like you send a pizza down like once a week, and it's like that's the staff meal like once a week. Like, people appreciate the little things, especially college students appreciate free food more than anything else. Like, if that's who you have working for you, you just got to know like what they.
And make sure, just like when they're training with people who've worked here that like are
Also
personable
care.
and care. And
If you have someone
know,
training them who's like, yeah, I'm here, I kind of just do
Whatever.
whatever, and like I still make like $400 at the end of the day. Like that's
That's how
what you're
they're
gonna
gonna act.
get. That's what you're gonna breed.
Yep.
Well, one thing I certainly think, which excites me as we move forward this year, is
The petting zoo.
I can't wait for the goats.
Yeah.
Well, we already have a petting zoo on the property, if you know who I'm talking about. But I'm aside of that, I'm excited because some of this stuff that we're doing is we really want our customers to have an engaged type of experience. Like, I want, if somebody comes down there and recognizes Ash Cat from the 50,000 hits that she got, or I know that fucking guy. That's that guy that's always drunk at the bar.
There he is.
He doesn't work here though. He just, you know what I mean?
We have quite a few of those.
It's almost fun.
Especially Steve.
It's almost
I think it'll
like
be fun.
we are going
sign me
to
up for
create our own little mini reality series here this year.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty fucking excited about it. I haven't been this excited about the Whale's Tail since pre-pandemic because the pandemic, the big shakeout, sucked it the fuck out of me for a couple of years.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean? And listen, I don't know who's going to win this coming election. I don't think it really makes a fucking difference because the truth of the matter is wages aren't going down. Costs are going to continue to go up. We need to adapt or die. And the restaurant business is not like it used to be. So it's time to leverage your employees, fellow restaurateurs. Time to leverage them. Put them to fucking work. Because the best asset that we all have is availability. And that is between 9 social media platforms. Have them go to work for you, with you, as a team.
Yeah.
But like even that goes back to like having staff that like find a way to get people to want to keep coming back because like even when we went to the hospitality ball, like we were walking around because we're all together.
this
I was
is
like,
great.
oh, that's like the Whale's Tail. Like everyone
People knew us.
And
People
that's
knew
why
who
I
we
was like,
were.
oh, like our reputation's synonymous. If I'm there 5 days a week, all day long, like when people go there, if I'm there every time, like I'm equally the Whale's Tail is the food. Like
So
you're on stage in a way.
Let me say this in
100%.
closing of the bullshit because I want to get into some fucking a good story here.
Okay.
I want to formally apologize if you did not have the experience in your last year that you deserve to have.
Well, thank you. I mean, listen,
Thanks for being here.
I have great memories of working here. Like I always said, like it felt like an adult summer camp.
You're excited to come to work
I
here.
know that
Well-
that's probably not what you want to hear, but like we came and we made
Yelp
a lot of
about
money
that.
and we worked really hard, but like we still had fun. Like people from my first summer here that I haven't worked with in 4 or 5 years, I still go and hang out with regularly.
So
Like,
I
it's
do
like a
want to ask
family.
you
Yeah, the
this.
bonds.
I want to ask this one. I want to go behind the scenes from a server's perspective because I understand that there is quite a perspective from the behind that has gone on around here. I'm just saying quite a few people have had some fun. Tell me about this Splish Splash
that's where we were
experience and all the slipping and sliding that happened.
Clams Casino too.
That's who, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, Splish Splash was an interesting one. We kind of were like, oh, let's have like a staff bonding day. And we wanted to do something cheap, but we wanted to make it like still special. And we
Very
had no way
special.
of transporting that many of us there cheaply without doing a limo. So we went to Splish Splash in a limo.
We got really
Well,
bougie.
I saw the pictures, but I mean,
bougie.
no, but what
So
happened?
pretty much this is what
Come on.
happened.
Yeah.
We did
So-
it on a Monday because we decided like we'll
that
let
a
the
Monday?
degenerate workers like work the shifts so we don't really like them. They won't really be included. And then we're gonna go. She had work
Except,
that
yeah,
night.
I was also still scheduled.
Is that filming?
No, but go ahead. So you left the fucking degenerates here to pick up the pieces.
The Monday day shift.
We
The
were-
Monday day
yeah,
shift.
we did a
at the
Monday day
fucking
shift.
bar.
Yeah, we
Or
said
just like the people who weren't of age to come and have fun.
But what happened?
So
Give
we all
give me some
meet
good
here in the
stuff.
morning.
What happened?
We all collect our alcohol and we get into the limo.
Right.
There's like what, 12 of us?
and what you
12
started?
of us. There was like 25
So it's
of
like
us in
it's like
there.
8:00 in the morning, and you guys are
Yeah,
on
because
train.
Yeah.
we were like, we have to leave before the Whale Cell opens, so no one's asking questions.
Yeah, and no one knows
that
we're
way the
here.
staff who wasn't invited because they had to work like wouldn't be like,
Oh, like damn.
yeah,
you know.
fair. Although to be again, like I had to work the PM shift, so all the more reason to go early in the day. My plan was like, all right, if I get really drunk early on, I can like ride that out. I'll sober up by the time I get back, whatever. We what? We get there, like, immediately all sprint to the bar. Like, we didn't care about the rides.
They
We were
ran.
like, we're going to the bar. We're having
Degenerate
fun.
animals, right?
Oh, they
Staff bonding. We're having fun. I don't know what to
Oh,
tell
it was
you.
great. It
team
was
building
so good.
exercise.
Yes, you're welcome.
Now, anybody get to know each other well that day?
I feel like people may have wanted to get to know each other. Well, but I
Probably.
saw
I mean-
some weird activity, but none like.
You saw people like
together.
twerking out the window of like the limo and
Humping
shit,
the air,
humping
like,
the air.
really
Yeah,
just
like they got it
Not
popping
fun.
real
But
quick.
here's where
These people.
it kind of gets interesting. Well, maybe, but everyone that we were with did not want to leave.
No.
Obviously, we were having a good time. They're like, we don't want like have to go back by 4:00 to start your shift. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to
Oh,
tell
Jesus
you.
fucking Christ.
Like,
So we were gonna
I
all
was like,
go back for Danny.
I was like, we're all like, we all drove together. Like, the limo has to take me.
Wait, you had to work?
Yes.
So we had to be back for Danny.
Well, this is the shit I'm talking about. You
No
can't
one-
come to work drunk.
Well, again, I told you my plan. I wasn't gonna work drunk. So,
But
know what we kind
what
of
were you gonna do?
Like, people wanted to like go tan and eat. People wanted to keep going on rides. So we split up into
I
two
remember
groups.
Andrew had a little goings on there too.
Mish.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
we had a great time.
Yeah, no one told me that the other group schemed me out of my shift. Because we were with two or one out of the three managers.
Yes.
So they were like, like, what can we do? They call the manager on duty and was like, Dani burnt her foot on the concrete. Like, she can't come to work. Like, whatever they're fucking... I don't even know what
She
they said.
don't even know what they
I don't
said.
even know what they said. No one told me this. So I'm in the other group, like... I stopped drinking. Like, I'm ready to
thinking
go
she's
to
going to work, yeah.
I leave the theme
She
park.
leaves the
I'm back
park
into
by
I'm
herself.
parking lot, waiting in the limo for like an hour. Like, where is
Where is
everyone?
everyone? Yeah.
I call the manager and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't have a ride. Like, I'm just waiting
Poor girl's
for everyone
freaking
else.
out
like,
about her shift.
I'm trying. Like, I don't know what to do. And he's like,
burnt her
he's
foot.
like, they told me that you weren't working
Oh,
tonight.
they fucked with you?
Because they didn't tell me that they got me off.
So she called, being like
Trying to
freaking
do the
out.
responsible thing. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, do you think we can find a cover? Like, or like, heads up, I'm going to be late. He's like, they told me you weren't, like, but now, like, you have to come in because obviously that was a lie. I'm like, great.
So pretty much the other manager called this manager and said Dani burned her foot, but she had no idea that happened. So when she called to be like, I can't get there, he's like, I thought you burnt your foot.
Like, what are you
What's
talking
going
about?
on
Like,
here?
no one told me. Like,
She had no
they could
idea.
have easily texted me, hey, we got you off work. I would have shut my mouth. We would have had fun. Like,
No, she's waiting
You
alone.
just admitted
She's
to it.
waiting alone in the limo for
So
everybody.
now, like,
We can edit this out. Who was it?
Oh,
Who were the two
my
managers
gosh.
back then? Was it Joe and Donnie?
Joe
No,
was working.
Joe and
Anne Marie was with us.
Anne-Marie was with us.
Anyway,
It was
Well-
fun. It was a great time. It was a blast. And
But,
we
like,
also, well, not
No,
even
so it's not even over yet. Then we finally convinced everyone to get the fuck out of there. Like, we have to leave. We're like, you guys can keep partying, but like, let's do it at the Whale's Tail so that I can go to work.
well, that was nice of them.
So we're like,
Do it there.
yeah.
I'm sober at this point, but now we stop on the way home to get more alcohol. Everyone's having fun.
Oh
I'm
my
like, you know what, one
gosh.
beer won't hurt. All of a sudden now I'm like drunk again. And we get back to the Whale's Tail and like
you
I
guys-
go in the bathroom, I change out of like my Splish Splash outfit and I'm like
Attire.
back into the
Where
Whale's
was I?
Tail. Who knows? It was a
They-
Monday, not here.
I guess that's
You
a
weren't
good thing.
invited, so
Well, no shit.
you weren't welcome.
And I'm like Joe's like, you look like shit. What the fuck? Like, your hair's terrible. I
brother.
mean, who looks good after a day at Splish Splash?
No. With
No
the piss
one.
chlorine and stuff.
That hair that most of the people that go there.
Well, I had
have,
braids
that
in,
kinky-
but they were kind of like, it looked like
She just
slept
told
in.
him, you look like me, so I don't know who the fuck you're kidding.
Right, so I'm doing the best I can, having fun during my shift. Everyone's like a big table in the middle, like we're serving who I was just hanging out with. There's a table in the front. What is that, like table 12, something
Yeah,
like that?
11, 12.
They have their like phone up on the caddy like this, and I'm like, I feel like they're videotaping me, and I'm like, I wouldn't really be surprised. Like,
Were
look
they
at me
Yelpers?
right now. Who knows? I honestly, until like a year
So
ago,
weird.
I was like convinced they were a secret shopper because they were
Taping
quizzing
her.
me on the entire menu. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm killing this. So like, what sauce comes with the edamame? Like, what's whale sauce made out of? Do all the handhelds come with fries? What other side options do you have? I'm like, this is a test.
She's killing it.
And I was like, I'm killing it. Like I was like, even like this, they can't say that I'm not on it. And like, nothing ever came of it because he obviously was not a secret shopper. But I was just like convinced. I was like, this is gonna go great for me.
This is gonna go.
Nothing
great.
ever came out of it. No.
I can't. You guys
Am I
are
missing
so
any
funny.
critical
Whales
Splish
tell
Splash
fame?
details?
No, I mean we. You
I
know,
feel like
in
someone
the-
almost drowned in the.
Someone else to say someone almost
was
drowned in the wave pool.
The wave pool.
I don't
Oh,
know
yeah?
who it was. Yeah,
Oh, that's fun.
If you can't swim, don't fucking come. I mean,
Really?
you don't even let us know.
If you're not
Idiots.
through, you're through.
When you're through, you're through. But evidently you were not. So.
What a moron. Who almost dies in a wave pool?
I
I mean,
mean,
have you been drinking all day? Maybe.
Yeah, no, I do recall that. I mean,
Well, I have to say the pictures that you took and posted, we are excited to show Blowhole Nation some of those photos. That should have had
Like
me
someone
on the
leaving
fucking ground.
their dentures at the bar.
Yeah, that was great.
That was so nasty. We're like
Oh,
cleaning
yeah.
up at the end of the night. And I'm like, ugh, cup full of water. I go to like dump it, and there's like something inside. I think it's like gum because it's pink and
'Cause
it's
you see
floating
the
around.
pink, right?
I'm like, that is straight up someone's teeth.
I was a big fan of the check that said, the drinks were great. Thanks a lot. My girlfriend will be blowing me later.
Yeah.
On the-
Blowjob. I love it.
What about the child molester that came in?
yes, the child
Wait,
molester.
that
was
was
insane.
insane. But how did you guys know to like? You looked creepy and you
No,
looked him up?
I had no idea. Someone was like, I swear that's the guy I saw on the news the other week and I was like, well, he paid with a card. Let's like look at the receipt. And I Googled the name, and sure enough, he had
Oh my god!
he was a child molester.
Oh, good.
Great.
So we
The
have
people
quite
that
the
we serve
clientele.
here.
Well,
Taco's so good, you're gonna touch an ass.
Oh my god!
fucking Christ.
Happy hump day, eat a taco.
Tastes so good, you want to smack a 12-year-old.
Oh my god!
On that fucking
Disgusting.
note. Well, this was fun that you came down.
Yeah.
I can't wait to show you the brewery. We're gonna give her a little tour.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right? It's pretty cool. What do you
Went in
think?
there last night, they power washed
Wait,
that
I
place.
have to know. Sorry, go ahead. You say this and then I'll
No,
go.
it's good.
Joel, I'm
Go ahead.
excited to see it.
I have to know what's the vibe with your now that COVID's over? What is your bar gonna be like? A full bar again?
Oh, well,
Dun dun.
yeah, no, actually, it's a great question. I made a deal with all the cocaine dealers in Northport. And before every shift, they're just going to put an 8-ball out on the counter so the whole staff can get tuned the fuck up.
Perfect.
If any of them are really having a hard time holding their shit together, we're going to allow them to come upstairs and quickly swig some whiskey so that kind of counterbalances them out.
Pass me an application over there.
Definitely, we're going to have hookers here to make sure that the kitchen
No, I
is
mean
taken
just
care
like
of.
limes and lemons.
Oh, limes and lemons. Oh, I'm sorry.
okay.
Salt and pepper.
No, that much we'll have.
Lime juice.
Yeah, so-
straws, ice, maybe.
So
Not a load of echo.
we are
I
redoing
mean, I see the ice.
all of that stuff.
Good, good.
The whole
Happy
kit and
to hear.
caboodle.
I mean, I don't know what last summer was like, but just
I was
look
not
back into
here, don't
COVID
look at me.
times. It was, yeah, interesting.
We were both not here
Actually,
last summer.
we're working on a more expansive cocktail list as
I
well
have
as
to
a lot
say,
more
my
seafood
one-
items.
If you're bringing
that.
some cocktails of the past back, I have to say the Montauk Blue was a hard seller, like the best selling drink. I feel like,
Yeah, people
and
like
people
that.
miss
They
it.
did.
Like
I
I,
like
have
that.
to, like I might not ever release it, but like the nighttime Dani, like she likes to like have side businesses that don't ever actually like come to fruition. But I'm writing a cocktail book.
Oh,
And
There you
I
go.
was going to steal the Montauk Blue
really?
for it because
Do you
I'm
have
like,
some good cocktails?
I would like to think so. Yeah,
Maybe you could give us some input.
maybe.
Since
Yeah.
I'm old and don't drink anymore, maybe you could tell us what you think people your age would like to drink.
I could definitely do
That's
that.
a great idea.
Wow, that's great. Well, this was
Excellent.
exciting.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I apologize for being a cantankerous, angry old man.
And I'm sorry for giving my brother beer before he was of age.
I love
He's
your
grown
brother.
up.
I
He
really
is so
do.
good.
That was the best. I got him written up, and he like I don't even think
She
he
got her
actually
own
drank
brother
that
written
day.
up.
We all took beer
he
shots
got
in the
written up
brewery
over it?
after we closed,
got him
because he was the only one underage. It was like, why are you drinking? I mean, all of us, why are you drinking? But like, especially you, Mr. Like 19 years
You know
old.
who Joe reminds me of? He's like the new Femiano,
Oh my god.
right? Yeah, he's the new Justin. He's just like a fucking
Holy
dopey
shit,
golden
yeah.
retriever. Yeah.
I wouldn't call them
Yes.
either of them dopey
Yes,
golden
yes,
retrievers.
they are.
They're just
I love
good-hearted kids.
Justin busts his ass here.
I
His
love
hard
ex-bro,
workers.
that's
I
good.
love them
kids.
both. They were both young at that age, and they're coming into
Yeah,
their own.
yeah, 100%.
It's
They're
not
just good kids.
Well, this
It's
was
not
Joe's first
anything
job
but
ever.
age.
Yeah,
Yes.
Joe's
He started
first
when
job.
my first summer. I was like, I think, like, why are you not working yet? Like, come, I can get you a job. And he came in and was like, how do I ask? Who do
Oh,
I
with
ask?
his like
I
beaver
think
hair.
you know how I
yeah.
Taught
feel
him how
about
to
your
bust-
brother. I got
Oh,
him that
yeah.
internship with my
He's a-
wife. I think you guys
yes,
know.
he's a
I
great
love
kid.
the kid.
You did do that.
No,
He's-
yeah.
Sometimes you just got to slap him around a little bit. But
Well,
hey,
he's
listen,
easy to
Learning.
make fun of.
everybody, I hope that you had a good time. We're going to go fucking look in the brewery. I'm excited. Hopefully there's fucking heat in there. But
Eh.
Danny, thanks for coming.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Ash
Love
Cat.
you, love you.
Behind
It was
the
great that you
blowhole.
brought her in.
I know.
This was fun.
I love her. She's the best. She's my
Slay.
girl.
Fucking Steve. Ugh, such a fucking disgusting
Oh,
thing.
you smiled and then he looked so sad.
I know, he's such a dick.
God.
I'm just kidding. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you heard, share. Hit us up on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever other
Spotify.
fucking
You're on
bullshit.
Grindr now.
Grindr?
Yeah, Grindr.
Grindr? What's Grindr, right? Oh, that's the 10th platform.
Feet finder.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I hope you all have a fantastic Kwanzaa today. Peace.